I swept the ground by the tobacco barn, hoping for a chance to talk to Henry Allen. He was on the other side of the field, though, working with the mules, and it didn't look like he'd be done soon. No point in me staying any longer. All the day labor was gone already, and if Mr. Gardner spotted me, he'd wonder why I was still here. Mariella was gone, too, of course. I didn't want to know which of the boys, or men, she went off with. Most likely she was someplace in the woods. Down by the creek, maybe, where the trees and that tangle of honeysuckle made a private place where you could do anything. I knew that place so well. Maybe Mariella knew it, too. Henry Allen told me, just don't think about it. So I tried to put it out of my head. My sister was going to do what she wanted to do. Nothing me or nobody else could do about it. I told her we couldn't have another baby in the house, and she gave me that hollow-eyed look like I was speaking a foreign tongue. Couldn't get through to Mariella when she gave you that look. She was 17, 2 years older than me, but you'd think I was her mama trying to keep her on the straight and narrow path to heaven. Some days I felt like I was everybody's mama. I headed home down Deaf Mule Road, where it ran between two tobacco fields that went on forever and ever. I couldn't look at all them acres and acres of tobacco we still had to get in. My fingers was still sticky with tar from that day's work. Even my hair felt like it had tar in it, and as I walked down the road, I lifted one blonde end of my hair from under my kerchief and checked it, but it just looked like my plain old hair. Dried hay. That's what Nani said about my hair one time. My own grandma, and she didn't care about hurting my feelings. It was true, though. Mariella got the looks in our family. Roses in her cheeks, full head of long, wild curls, the color of sweet corn. Carolina blue eyes. Them looks of hers is a curse, Nani always said. She walks out the door, and every boy in Grace County loses his good sense. I took off my shoes, and the dust from the road felt soft beneath my feet. Maybe the best thing I felt all day. Every time I did that, walked barefoot on the dirt road between the Gardner's 2-story farmhouse and our little house, I felt like I was walking on Mama's old ragged black velveteen shawl. That was practically the only thing we had left of hers. I used to sleep with it, but now with baby William sharing the bed with me and Mariella, there wasn't no room for nothing bigger than my memory of Mama, and after all these years, that was just a little slip of a thing. I came to the end of the road where it dipped into the woods. The path got rough here with tree roots and rocks, but I knew where every one of them was. I put my shoes back on before I came to the open area with the chiggerweeds, and by then I could hear baby William howling. He was going at it good, and Nani was hollering at him to shut it, so I started running before she could get to the point of hitting him. For all I knew, she'd been hitting him all afternoon. Nani wasn't all that mean, but when her rheumatism made her hands hot and red, her fuse was right short. She said she raised our daddy, then me and Mariella, and she thought she was done with the raising. Then all of a sudden, baby William came along. "I'm here," I called as I ran into our yard. The bike me and Mariella shared was on its side in the dirt, and I jumped over it and ran around the woodpile. Baby William stood on the stoop, saggy diaper hanging halfway down his fat legs, his face all red and tears making paths through the dirt on his cheeks. His black curls was so thick they looked like a wig on his head. He raised his arms out to me when he saw me. "I'm here, baby boy," I said, and I scooped him up. He settled right away like always, his body shaking with the end of his crying. Now if Mariella was with me, it'd be her he'd reach for. He knew his mama. But right now, he was mine. "Gotcha, sweet baby," I whispered in his ear. I looked through the open doorway of our house trying to see where Nani was, but it was dark in there and all I could see was the end of the ratty sofa where the sunlight lit on it from the open doorway. Nani kept the shades drawn all day to keep the house cooler. Mr. Gardner put electricity in our house when I was little, but you'd swear Nani hadn't figured out how to work it yet. Didn't matter. The only real light in the house was the one I held in my arms. "Let's get you changed," I said, climbing the stoop and walking into the house. I drew up the crackling old shades at the 2 front windows to let some light in, and the dust motes took to floating around the room. Nani showed up in the doorway to the kitchen. She had a bundle of folded diapers and towels in her left arm, and she leaned on her cane with her free hand. "Mariella ain't with you?" she asked, like that was out of the ordinary. "No." I kissed her cheek, and I could have swore her hair had more gray.